Hello and welcome back to Zekism. And so Marvel is releasing a brand new TV show at the end of this month. You probably haven't seen much marketing for it. We'll get into why that might be. But they've released a new trailer. In fact, I think it's the best trailer so far. I know the others have been teasers, so you shouldn't really judge too harshly. This feels like more of a complete trailer. But yes, so Wonder Man is starring Ben Kingsley, returning as Trevor Slattery, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, playing Simon Williams, Wonder Man. I know very little about Wonder Man, I'll be perfectly honest. I've seen a couple of comics with him featuring, but I couldn't tell you his moveset off the top of my head other than he's strong. But I could be totally wrong with that. Anyway, long story short, Marvel is, I think, this is pure speculation on my part, and this is based on the fact they're releasing all the episodes on the same day. I think they seem to only do that when they don't have confidence that the audience is going to particularly love what they're doing. So we can put this show down to maybe being the product of a bygone era before they did their creative reshoot or reswitch to the direction they're going forward with Doomsday. So I don't know what this is, and I think that might be the problem with it, but I think it looks interesting from the trailer, but I have said that before. So here we are with, I can't show you the full trailer, but the branding on the trailer is interesting, where they sort of have this, you know, this is Simon, this is a comedy. Essentially the story seems to be Simon Williams is an actor, as is Trevor Slattery, hence why he's in the show, but he is auditioning for the part of Wonder Man. Now I believe, based on the trailer, it is going to touch on superhero fatigue, so there is a meta quality to it. But I would argue, and this is from a Marvel fan, by the way, Marvel hasn't done a great job with their meta stuff over the last few years. And so that's why I think this feels like a product of a bygone era. Now the question is, through watching the trailer, whether he gains his powers during the show, or whether he already had the powers and is auditioning for Wonder Man, or is it all a ruse and it's not really anything to it. Like I said, it looks probably interesting on paper. The trailers, I don't think, have done a great job of advertising it so far. And like I said, Disney is sort of, Marvel, whoever, is dumping all of the episodes. I mean, you can see Trevor here when he was the Mandarin, let's not forget. I'll be honest, some people like Ben Kingsley in the MCU as Trevor Slattery. I find it quite annoying. And I love Ben Kingsley, but I thought the twist of him being the Mandarin was terrible, as most people do. I thought him showing up in Shang-Chi, as funny as it was and surprising, I thought again was a little mildly annoying, because he's just this sort of thing that's in the corner. There's no real purpose to him other than being comic relief, which is, I imagine, why he's in the show, because this is probably a comedy, an attempt at comedy again, dare I say it, after She-Hulk was a resounding success. And this is from someone who didn't actually hate it as much as most people, but yeah. So yeah, essentially Trevor seems to be accompanying him or training him or coaching him in terms of acting, not that he should know, and he's auditioning for the part of Wonder Man in this crazy director's reboot or remake of Wonder Man for a film studio. So again, this is where the meta quality comes into it. I imagine there's probably more to the story than that, and there is sort of a twist with, there you go, he's remaking Wonder Man for some studio. I'd be surprised if they even mentioned Marvel Studios here. But the superhero remakes, so they're going to get into the superhero fatigue and make a comment on it, and I'm sure that it won't be ham-fisted, and I'm sure it'll be interesting. I hope it is, by the way. This is from someone who hopes this is good, rather than wanting to dump on it. I just feel like it just get the feeling, as I did with Echo, and as I did with a couple of other shows, such as Ironheart, they really don't want or have much faith in this one going down well with the fans. I could be totally wrong. Maybe they're aware of that, and that's why they're doing it in a similar release strategy as the others that didn't go down too well, and they're going to surprise us with a great show. But look, Yahya, who plays Simon Williams, I think he's a really good actor. I liked him as Black Manta in the Aquaman films. I thought he's a really good actor, and he's great in Candyman and a couple of other things I've seen him pop up in. Really good actor, so he's a great choice to play Wonder Man. Ben Kingsley is a brilliant actor who is told to be comic relief in everything he does in the MCU. So I'm not actually excited to see Trevor back, but I am excited to see Yahya in an MCU role. How important that MCU role is going to be at the end of it, I have no idea. This show is either I want it to be a success. I think we're going to come out the back of it, maybe it being mid or bad, and that's me being a pessimist, of course. But I think my expectations are pretty low for this show. Now we see him use his powers in a couple of scenes here, so we see Wonder Man or Simon Williams, more to the point, because I don't know if he's going to end up as Wonder Man at the end of it. He's practicing acting, so his powers sort of come to the fore when he's frustrated. That's what I get from it. And he's got some sort of telekinetic powers which manifest in things like I said, he was a fan with his kid, and then ultimately he gets angry and smashes a table at some sort of family function. So I think on the whole, I'm gonna watch it, of course, because I'm an MCU shill. But at the same time, and here we go, I can't remember his name, but DODC, Damage Control, comes back into the picture. I think they're going to be involved with the new Spider-Man film as well, so they are going to circle back into that minor storyline that they were bringing up in the last Spider-Man film, ironically. So this is going to be based in LA as well, so that's going to be where Shang-Chi was based. I don't think he's popping up in this. So yeah, Wonder Man, January 27th. I don't really have much else to say about it. I know you think, why have you done a video about it then? Because I think it's newsworthy in the fact that all of the episodes are being, I say dumped, but they're releasing all the episodes on the same day. And now, historically, as I've already said, I think Marvel only tends to do, Disney in general actually, only tend to do that when they're not confident that the audience is going to stick around for the remainder of the series, or that the audience is even interested in what they're selling. And I think you only have to look at social media or fan excitement for MCU projects to know this is probably bottom of the list. Not just because the hero isn't one that people are familiar with or even care about. It's that I think the marketing has been pretty abysmal. Non-existent in places, but pretty abysmal so far for advertising the show. I think it feels more interesting on paper than it actually might be in actuality, but I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I want this to be good, because I want everything to be good that the MCU produces, but this feels like something that would have been commissioned at the same time as Ironheart, She-Hulk, and a few of the other misses. I liked Ms. Marvel, but it didn't. The last 3 episodes really weren't for my liking, but each their own. But I on the TV front, I think they've been sorely lacking in terms of quality. Other than, I would say, Agatha All Along was really good. I liked WandaVision. Loki was a success. Hawkeye was fine. But for the most part, I think... Oh, and Daredevil. Brilliant. Other than that, I think the TV side needs to pick up their A game a bit more. And if they are going to link to the films, which I assume being the MCU they want to do, they need to pick up their game a little bit more, in my opinion. But for the most part, I think I'm interested in what they're selling here. With a note of caution to say the signs don't look like Marvel has much faith in it, which would be a shame for Yahya, because I think he's a really good actor and someone who I could conceivably see sticking around and being quite the presence. But they have to get this right, otherwise people are going to be not wanting to see more of them, akin to She-Hulk and Ironheart. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the trailer for Wonder Man. I know I couldn't show much of the footage, but I think you got a gist of what I think. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please leave a like and subscribe on the channel, and I'll speak to you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.